Well, welcome. Good morning. My name is Karen Boss. I'm probably the only person who does need to be introduced at this conference. Everybody else is so well known. It's my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome from the Board of Christian Faith and Freedom to our 2019 conference. To thank you for sharing our passion for peace and justice, for your compassion for Christians who are suffering around the world, for the faith that we share. And I see a wonderful representative from the Nuba Mountains in Sudan. So God bless you and thank you for coming. We're extremely grateful to the Alliance Church for the welcome and accommodation they have so freely given. Missionary sending churches like this one are acutely aware of the persecution which so often follows hot on the heels of evangelism, and that God's people do not leave their wounded lying on the battlefield. We are therefore committed to doing our utmost to ensure that as Jesus died to set humanity free, we will live to ensure that all are free to receive. Christian Faith and Freedom is not just the name of our organisation. It is a declaration of God's will for our nation, for every nation. CFF has its origins in Zurich in Switzerland as Christian Solidarity International, known in the UK as Christian Solidarity Worldwide. We are dedicated to provide advocacy and aid, undergirded and overarched by prayer. We are loosely allied with Voice of the Martyrs, Open Doors, the Barnabas Fund and the Bible League, with the aim of sharing knowledge and other resources to strengthen our ministries. CFF provides advocacy in Canberra through the internationally acknowledged professional expertise of Elizabeth Kendall. We aim to raise finance in the future to provide a resident advocate in Canberra, to make personal representation to members of Parliament, to DFAT, to ambassadors, to be mentored by Elizabeth when she cannot be present here herself. Advocacy is a God-ordained ministry. The Bible has many examples of it. On God's behalf, Moses advocated for his people, demanding of Pharaoh, "Let my people go." Alerted by Mordecai of the danger to the lives of the Jewish people, Queen Esther advocated with the highest authority, the king. This put her own life in danger, but from this example of heroism comes CFF's dedication to the Mordecai principle. Encouraged by a Pakistani evangelist colleague, we understand the imperative of early intervention wherever possible to prevent impending danger by alerting governments, DFAT, churches, and others in authority to intervene on behalf of persecuted Christians. Just as importantly, raising awareness that those same ideologies which validate persecution now endanger freedom in our own land. We were recently visited by a delegation from China that alerted us to the infiltration in our own institutions of communism, and even in their churches. CFF has actively encouraged the participation of Christians, Assyrians, Copts, Armenians who fled from persecution in their homelands to contribute their experience to dialogue with the Australian government at the annual DFAT NGO Human Rights Forum. Our conferences make the knowledge of Christian leaders and scholars readily available to equip us to respond biblically to the challenges we face, to our own faith and our own freedom. As Greg Sheridan observed, Christianity is a central component of Western civilization. Its greatest institutions and ethics flow ultimately from the Judeo-Christian inheritance on which it is based. Denouncers of Christianity are trying to create a secular society which lives permanently off the moral capital of its founding institutions, namely the church, marriage, and family. He said, "The people hope finally to destroy these institutions. He added he did not believe that it could be done. We're extremely blessed and grateful for the generosity of speakers who serve God with distinction in influential secular professions. It's a joy to honour their intellectual integrity, to pursue the truth, and their moral courage to uphold it in an increasingly cynical secular world. It's a great privilege to share their knowledge and benefit from their experience, which will challenge, inform, empower, and inspire us to stand strongly for Christ wherever he has placed us. As another great biblical advocate, St. Paul assures us, if God is for us, who can be against us? God himself is the greatest advocate for those who faithfully and courageously follow him. Surrounded by brilliant examples of our speakers' faithfulness, at times under fire, we are in for an exhilarating journey. So please, buckle up and enjoy the ride.